Hi, I'm Julie Campbell, and I'm here today with Patrick Connor. So,
Hi, good to meet you.
what is your horticultural specialization, and what positions have you held?
I am a fruit breeder and I've pretty much always been in academia. So I came in through undergrad, grad school, did two postdocs in molecular biology, and then after that, immediately started working at the University of Georgia, and I've been in that position for my whole career.
Yeah, it's a good school. Uh, so, what has horticulture meant to you in your career?
Well, I don't think I've ever not been a horticulturalist. Even as a child, I was always into plants and gardening. So horticulture has just been my home. It's been both my academic career as well as my interest. I do a lot of gardening at home. And so I don't know, my whole life is just kind of centered around horticulture.
All right. Well, so what do you consider the most rewarding part of your career?
As a plant breeder, the most fun I have in the year is when I work in muscadine grapes and in pecans, and when I can go out and the new seedlings are fruiting for the first time and you're walking the rows and seeing what the crosses you did a couple of years before are producing now. And that's always the best part because I'm endlessly fascinated by the variation of plants produce. And to go out there, each seedling is its own seedling that's never been produced before. It's got its own flavor, size, color. And so each one is unique. And to be able to do that and see that, that to me is the most fun part of the job. And then it's rewarding. It's always nice to see growers growing the cultivars you produced. And so I go to the farm and see them growing some of our varieties, and if they're doing well, that's extremely rewarding as well.
Great. So, how long have you been an ASHS member, and what has ASHS meant to your career?
I've been in ASHS, I guess, 24 years now. So I joined my senior year as an undergraduate. Uh, ASHS is it's kind of the foundation of the career. I mean, that's where you meet all the people that are doing similar things to you, but maybe in other crops. And if you did not have ASHS, I don't know how you would come into personal contact with those people. So the people whose papers you read, when you go to the meeting, you actually see those people have one-on-one conversations to them. So I think it's kind of the foundation of your professional career.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to students and professionals that are entering the horticulture arena?
Students, my primary advice would be to get into the literature as much as you can. It's never been easier to get papers. You don't have to even go to the library anymore, and you certainly don't have to.
I don't know how to do that.
I'm old enough, I used to have to look up in the bound thing that said what papers were published, and you had to find them and then go find them in the stacks, and now you can look it up. But you really want to read and get into that literature because that will form your knowledge base that you will use throughout the rest of your career. And even as an undergrad, when it's a cold, rainy day, and you got nothing to do, there's a lot of value to be found just browsing the stacks in the port section, and you never know what you'll find that'll interest you. Because I decided I wanted to be a fruit breeder because I was browsing the stacks and found Luther Burbank's old books and went through those, and that just fascinated me. And that's where I decided what I wanted to be in. And the most important thing you can do as a student is find out what interests you the most, because that will it'll make your career more satisfying because you're doing something that you're interested in, and it won't be as much work if you can do that. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, get a broad base, get in the literature. For early professionals, and I'm speaking of academia because that's where my knowledge is, we are asking young academics to do more than they ever had to do. I had to do more than the people I replaced, and I see the new faculty coming in and they're being tasked with doing even more. And no one will ever tell you you're doing enough, so you're going to have to decide how much you can do and still do it well, because I think our tendency is to want to do 10 things and rush through them. And if you're always putting out fires and you never take the time to think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, you maybe aren't doing the best science, and you're probably not doing it the best way that you should. And so it's important once in a while, and it's not just young faculty. I have the same problem. You tend to want to just keep putting out those fires, but try to take some time and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Maybe there's a better way to do it, or some things you're doing maybe you shouldn't be doing, and there's other things you should take on that, and just kind of self-review that way, and then leave time for the other parts of your life so you don't get burnt out.
Yep. So, what excites you the most about the future of horticulture?
Well, science is always progressing, and so there's things coming in now that it's hard to predict where AI is going to go, but I'm certain it's going to have an influence. And looking back again with students, don't let AI steal your ability to think for yourself. It's going to be real easy in the next couple of years to just
Coast.
type it in and let AI do it, but you're not going to learn that way, and that will hurt you in the long run. But for us older people, we probably need to start learning how to use AI and have it do some of the things that are maybe not the best use of our time, and figure out. So I think that'll be interesting. The remote sensing, that's going to be interesting how that comes in, and the gene editing and things like that is going to enable some things that would just weren't going to be possible in the past, that I think will be possible in the future. So yeah, I guess it's hard to predict which of those things is going to be the biggest influence, but I'm certain there's going to be things coming in with science that will allow us to really reach heights that we didn't think we would be able to do even 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, all right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
It's good to talk to you.